here today to talk about the Witbier that we brewed up on January 3rd, and it's been in the bottle now for about 8 days, which is not a long time, but I thought we'd crack one open anyway, give it a try, see how it is. As you can see, I don't have the Scottish Ale on the bar anymore. I did bottle that over the weekend. I got a really good yield out of it, so and I tasted some of it as I was doing the bottling, and it was really pretty good. So we'll see how that all turns out in a couple weeks, and we'll do a review on it. But today this is really about the Brewer's Best Witbier, which is their kit number 1051, and I bought that through bellsbeer.com, and they sell it for about $29.50. So this is a 60-cent a bottle beer as opposed to some of the 50-cent bottled beers that I've been doing. And I had an awfully good yield when I did this beer. Their description is a classic white ale brewed with wheat, barley, orange peel, and coriander. It's lightly hopped and fermented with Safe Brew WB06, resulting in a fruity, spicy, and refreshing drink with a light finish. So we'll see how it is. If you're curious about how this was brewed, I do have another video out online called Brewing Witbier Partial Mash, and I go through all the steps of what it took to create this beer. It's a little more involved. I think they called it an intermediate beer as far as the process goes. It's relatively easy. There's a partial mash, so you're going to want to keep your grains for 45 minutes between 148 and 152 degrees. If you've got a mash tun, that probably makes it a little bit easier than looking at the thermometer every 3 or 4 seconds to make sure you're on track like I did. But anyway, it's not really difficult, and so let's give it a whirl and see what's going on. This one fermented for 7 days in the primary, and I had it for 8 days in the secondary. The target on this was, they said between a 4.5 and a 4.75. I ended up with a 4.6. It's got a nice head on it. And you can see that it's got a lighter color than some of the beers that you usually see me pouring on here. It's a nice creamy head. Has a really nice smell to it. I'm picking up a little of the orange. That's really nice, and you can pick up on the orange peel and coriander in there. It's not overwhelming. It's not powerful. It just gives it a little, I think, a little softer mouthfeel. It's really tasty. Wow, that's really good. There's a lot of different flavors working in there. And they called it a pale gold, and I think it is a pale gold. Now, it's probably hard to tell here because the lighting's not great, but it's a pale gold color. And boy, what a nice flavor. It has a nice finish, and it actually has a little aftertaste, which I like. I like to get a little something on the back end of it, and this definitely does the trick. I would brew this again. I probably will. I'd consider this probably another great kind of lighter tasting beer. There's no heavy, overpowering flavors or any overwhelming bitterness to it. It's another good beer, like the last one that we looked at, the I guess the pale ale. Or I take it back, it was the blonde ale. The blonde ale would be a great beer to introduce some of your friends to that have never had homebrew. This, as well, would be another good beer for doing the same thing, because it's nothing that's going to put anyone off. It's not, they're not going to drink it, and it's going to be just so far off the beaten trail that they can't accept it. So again, a great beer, wonderful flavor, and a really nice finish. Good head, just a really nice beer. So next time we'll talk about the Scottish Ale. That one has a pretty low alcohol content of 3.0, and I think the kit said it would be like around a 3.5. So I got a 3.01 or something like that out of it. So it'll be interesting to try, and had a good flavor when I sampled it when I was bottling, so I'm looking forward to that one. So until next time, have a great week. Cheers. It's really good. This has been a Matty Boy presentation. Say bye-bye, Matty.